handling data, tally, frequency, and bar charts. What is its way of sorting data according to different features? Why can help you organize information visually and find relationships between numbers. Interesting fact, only one mammal has wings and can fly. Do you know what it is? It's the bat. Vocabulary, data, information collected by counting or measuring. Table, a way of showing data in rows and columns. Tally chart, a chart that shows a running total of the data. Frequency table, a chart that shows the amount of the items in each category. Now let's go over these steps. If you follow these steps, you'll be golden. So step 1, create the chart. Step 2, add your labels, 3 in total. Step 3, draw each category, leave a space in between. So we're going to create our bar chart. So first of all, let's read the example. You walk in the parking lot and you see 4 red cars, 5 blue cars, 3 white cars, 7 black cars, and 4 yellow cars. So the first things off is to go ahead and draw your grid and go ahead and label it with the colors and the amount of cars on the left on the y-axis. So now we're going to go ahead and put the title of the chart or the grid on there. So the title is number of cars in the parking lot. Next things first, we're going to put the title or label for the y-axis, which is amount. And then finally the title or label on the bottom, which is color of cars. Now we're going to go ahead and start drawing the categories on the graph. So red is 4, so we're going to put it on the 4, and we'll make sure we leave a gap in between and put blue, which is 5. Do the same thing for 3, which is for white, and then finally black, which is 7, and last but not least is yellow, once again at 4. So now we're finished with this graph. So the main thing is to have your grid spacing between the bars and your labels or your titles for each axis and the main title. So let's take a look at example 2. Okay, let's go ahead and read it. You walk into the ice cream shop and you ask people their favorite ice cream. 3 people say cherry, 13 people say vanilla, 8 people say mint, 5 people say coffee, and 10 people say rocky road. So let's go ahead and draw my y and x axis. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and put the title of the graph, which is favorite ice cream flavors. Now we're going to put the amount, which is the title of the y-axis. And now we're going to put the title on the bottom, or the x-axis, which is types of ice cream. So now we're just going to go ahead and put cherry. As it said, 3 people. And it's so, as you note, 3 is halfway between 2 and 4. So it's halfway between 2 and 4. So vanilla is 13, so it's halfway between 12 and 14. And there you go. And now we have mint, which is 8. And then coffee, which is 5. And finally, rocky road, which is 10. So once again, when you're doing your bar charts, you need to have a space in between each category. You need to have your main title, which is on the top, the title or label for the y-axis or the left side, and finally the title or label on the bottom of the screen or the x-axis. Now let's take a look at example 3. This time we're going to do create a tally and frequency chart at the same time. So let's go ahead and take a look at the question. Sarah counts the letters of the first 20 words in her textbook. So there are letters that are in each word are below. Okay, so and then now we're going to go ahead and create the chart or table. We have the number of letters in each word. We have the tally and frequency. So remember, tally is a running total. So we're going to go ahead, cross off 5 and put a tally mark for 5. We'll cross off the next 5, put another tally mark for 5. Keep on going with 6, cross it off, put it there, cross off 2, and put it in the chart. 7, and then again with the 5 again, 6. Now we cross off 7, cross off 6, cross off 8, cross off 4. The reason why you're crossing off at the same time is because sometimes you may forget which one you put in. So if you cross off at the same time you put in the tally, you will never forget. So let's go ahead and continue with 3. Finally, 6, 7. We're going to cross off 5. And you can see 5 again. So make sure when you have 5 that you put the diagonal line instead of another vertical line. It's easier to see. Now with 4, put another one, and then 3, and then 2, and finally 1 for 9. Okay, so now we're for the frequency part, we're just going to go ahead and count how many tally marks are in each section. So when we do that, we have 0 for 0, 0 for 1, and then the rest you can go ahead and visually see which how many tally marks are create the frequency. So let's go ahead and move on. So now we got to, before we do that, we need to check the frequency and find the total just to make sure that it is still the same as before. So we add up all the numbers and we get 20. So now that we have checked the frequency and it's 20 and it's the same as the tally and same as the in the example, we know that we did it correctly. So now let's go ahead. It's now your turn. So there's 2 examples for you to do. So go ahead and pause the video and take your time in answering these questions. And so I'm going to go ahead and show the answers in 3, 2, and 1. Here are the answers. If you got them correct, well done. If you didn't, there's always tomorrow.